Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have Trundle, who always seemingly crops up in the most random places in the most random metas and becomes a bit of a power pick, a hidden OP, a secret source meta Fista gamer, whatever you want to call it. Lethal Tempo Trundle can be quite annoying to deal with. Now, is he some all OP god? No, but the win rate is pretty damn good for the pick rate. 4.55% pick rate, we're looking at 52% win rate. It's strong, no doubt it's strong. However, there are definitely limitations and you do have to play correctly. You would have seen from the main channel video that I released where Trundle just red buff invades Viego and obliterates him. Obviously, he doesn't have lane prior, so that's the whole point of the video. But with this rune set you're seeing on screen now, Lethal Tempo, a little bit of conditioning, and we have here a Heimerdinger Morgana bot lane. So these late invades. Now, the rank 1 Bel'Veth that I covered in the previous video, join our Discord. We're having some good fun talking about jungling and obviously giving advice to everyone else in the Discord. Nice dude, a very, very nice dude. But he was talking a lot about how his late invades and his win condition strategies really just allowed him to straight up win games. Now, you see here, which is really cute, and I liked it from the Shaco, he pings this red buff thinking he's getting leashed over there. And what he's going to do most likely is look for the level 3 bottom lane. So the Trundle says, well, you know what? I can just take all your stuff, and if you do come here, I'll fight you. And secondly, if you do as expected, you can always, cut through mid lane and make subsequent plays. And at the same time, if you can't make anything happen on the bottom lane, he's coming topside without realizing that you've taken this. And of course, you can fall back to red side, and now he's a little bit screwed. However, people always think, he's great because of his Q and stealing that AD into full AD comms, melee specifically, like your Asubis and so on. But, it's not really the selling point. It's not the only way to play the game from his perspective, because as you can see with Lethal Tempo plus a Q chump and autos, it's very, very strong anyway. It doesn't matter that he's may or may not be taking AD from someone. The whole point of the bite is it's just so disgusting, and of course does the slow. And because of the frozen domain, the W, you can get from A to B so quickly. Now Shaco, whatever shows up here, sees this and goes, well, now I better go to the bottom side. And you basically are the driving force here. Do you want vertical jungling, or do you want to do this and then cut down and perhaps stop the clown getting away with, some advanced counter jungling? So what we do is we fall back to the red. This takes a long time. These AoE camps I'm not always a fan of. I do think we could have potentially looked a bit more to at least get a crab and maybe repeat gank the Sejuani while he goes down and we see this. But we do now give him double scuttle control. Well, let's have a look here. I'm not really a fan of doing the Raptors in that situation. I know it stops the counter jungling. I know we have mid lane prior from the Ahri, but at the same time, Talia's right here. We've seen her kind of disappear. Maybe she baits, maybe she rotates. I don't know. It's too coin flippy. This whole situation's a little bit too coin flippy for me. So with the Sejuani rotating as well, I feel like, much like the video I'm going to be releasing tomorrow on the main channel, we just had tempo and we decided not to use it. And there were definitely pathing solutions to that, one of which was just take this and repeat gank this, and now he's forced to here, sure, but that's a decision you actively make when you do a late invade. You're opening up the map to those possibilities, and because you've got auto shove, and because of these turrets, you're not really concerned too much about a Shaco gank in the bot side anyway. But now, of course, he's going to get a lot of things here. We will get our farm. Farming is good, but you're a Trundle, so it's not something we're only looking to do. We're gonna now do the blue into the grump, and let's see. We're watching this while we do the grump. Aha! Bacon! Well, that was close. So a little bit of Sag in that situation. You see this now, you could go counter jungle this and this, but again, that's his weakness, right? The weakness is those large AoE camps in the Raptors and the Krugs. And you're obviously better taking Wolves and Grumps. If you can counter jungle Wolves and Grump as well, that's really good. However, Tiamat, Divine Sundra, Titanic Hydra, these are the good things we want. And in this new meta, the strong meta, where we focus bot lane and dragons, we can obviously look to go and do that. So let's have a look to see what we do. Out of base, nothing to farm because we just took it, which means we can go straight to the bottom lane. He walks into the wave, which kind of gives it away. It gives it away, but if she has no sums, it doesn't really matter. So there you go. Pillar doing the absolute good juice there. Obviously, I'm trying to coach and talk about everything I can talk about, but in game, you're not necessarily doing that. You're tracking, paying attention. So always tab, always when you see things on the map here, these actions, especially when your bot lane gets kills, look to see if there's a flash available. Don't worry too much if Well, that's expected. Don't worry too much if your laner kind of oversells it. Try move with him a little bit, but he did move too quickly. But the pillar into the stun with no flash, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Heimerdinger lanes are great to gank when they are pushed up against you because of that. And obviously we don't see the pillar animation, but it's always good. I did a Trundle Emax, a couple years ago. We had an Emax meta briefly, where he was support as well as jungle, and in Korea they were just doing Emax Trundle jungle. And the pillar was disgusting. You don't really need it. And obviously the meta and the game has changed a lot since then. I like the gank. We see the enemy jungle do this. We move into their jungle with the support prior we have. He's forced to go to the top side. We get the RNG scuttle. Morgana keeps chasing here. Taliyah hits a really nice W. Now we're getting burned by the souls of whatever Morgana is. We're going to eat that alive, I was going to say, but well, technically what we do. Poor crabs. Now, what do they dodge all our skill shots? They know exactly what's coming for them. But they endure and survive because they're just, they're basically the tardigrade of League of Legends. The water bear. They can exist in space. Now, this is dumb. This is dumb. I honestly would love to know exactly what his thought process is contesting this red here. This is a situation where you go, you know what? I don't have any prior temp on the bottom side. I'ma just yeet this, deal with this, maybe take this. I'll give him this and this for now. He has no decision. He has no choice. That's not a choice that he can really make. And Trundle showing you why, if you make those wrong decisions around and against a Trundle, you die. You die. We're not going to get as much value from the rest of their team in terms of our ultimate, obviously from the Sejuani, but it's not like, people kind of think, oh, I need to pick Trundle into like 4 melees, 3 melees, all AD, and they need to be at least like 3-4 tanks to make it useful. No. You don't need that at all. And that's why the team at Divine Sundra is so good, because with the lethal tempo, you're just chasing and numbing people down completely. We're cutting in here. I'm not sure what the logic is. We will be spotted. That's just egregious pathing, really. I know we're trying to push the lane here if our bot lane wants to back and stuff like that, especially if we're trying to protect against the Shaco. But how often do our bot lanes actually appreciate us trying to help them with that? And sometimes they just don't want to base. And that's their game plan. If they want to stay and die, that's fine. If you want to push and compromise the lane as well, and then they die anyway, at least you got some experience, but it's not really something I'm thinking about. So, excellent aggression early. That's exactly what you're looking to do. We go here. We want, well, you just got pillared. He is going to be forced to do Shaco things and run away. Great. But now, very nice. Yes, very nice. It's a Queen's Applause charm. Thank you so much. Q into a charm, into a death. We enjoy. Now we have the Sheen plus Tiamat. That's the juice, right? That's the good stuff for us. And the Ahri using a little bit of that mid prior to roam as well. Taliyah, a bit more passive. Do we want to elevate the game state here too much if you did have Herald, hypothetically? I'm not sure if I do, actually. Taliyah's going to bottom lane, walking over this control ward here. She didn't even see it. I don't, you don't really need, actually, I always forget. You don't really need the Herald as much when you're Trundle. But obviously the resistances of this tower is now 255 each. And we're going to take another plate and it's going to go to 335. So there's a lot of resistance. Shaco is going to show up, and I think we might have greeded just a little bit for this tower. And we don't need a results-based because I've said this in every single video. Please stop greeding for a final plate. We're lucky to survive here. I don't want to results-based it in any way. So, like, if he died, look, you overstayed. Or, hey, look, I survived. It was good to stay. You can't do that. I definitely think here we're taking as much as we can and then we're bouncing. And that was disgusting, really. I made a video months ago talking about tower damage and why it's so important that all of you hit towers way more frequently than you usually do. And Shaco goes mid lane, grabs a kill here on the Ahri. We have the ignite, tick, 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 but no boom. Tick, tick, no boom. Unfortunate. And now we're going to move on down to our Raptors, which is, of course, much easier to take once you have Tiamat, which is why we like that itemization. Now, Sejuani approaching the Darius with no remorse, basically. Straight up all in, mega baking gaming. We are not concerned about this as much, more so just, hey, can we use a pillar here? Pillar of Destiny goes straight up like a suppository, and we can nump, chomp, and kill. Very nicely done. Now, as I was saying earlier, if you did have the Herald, do we want to use this for the game state elevation? And is Darius... I don't think we necessarily do, because the Darius now has to move around the map, and the pig can control, like Sejuani can really control this lane, and he can really be zoned out, and if he overpushes, Shaco's going to kill him. So I'm not fully on board in most elos with doing this, but obviously in your high elo, yeah, of course, yeah. You know, we're trying to end games about 20 minutes. That's definitely the way to go. Because when you objective ping pong, Dragon, Herald, you can float with that third dragon as a bait or just secure it. You kind of want to end. You don't want to get to an early soul where they start to have early elder fights and, you know, Kale, Yone comps kind of end up scaling into that. Hey, look, we don't have soul, but free elder. You kind of want to avoid that. And Trundle definitely is one of those champions. So you look at his aggression. There's no hesitation. He's just moving around the map with no hesitation. Just, I'm chasing people down. I'm going to keep auto-attacking and chomping people down. I'm going to use my pillar, going to use my attack speed and frozen domain. I don't really care about the enemy jungler. He can do whatever he wants. We dodge that, or he doesn't dodge that. We get, no. It's just one, he's binded, and thanks to the tenacity, it doesn't make a difference because it's Morgana. Darius uses the game state elevation to actually rotate and get some sneaky kills. There we go, double kill. Any triple kill give us? No. Okay, well, you know, if you really want to hit the clown, do it. So, in high elo, as I said, they will know. Now we move, we leave the lane, we can go and get plates in other lanes. But in your lower elo games, obviously that will not happen. Now, a lot of what you're seeing in this game is just driven by his power. And driven by his relentless destruction of turrets, even without a herald. Look at this. Just boom, boom, boom. Right, what's next? Enemy jungle? Well, we have no mana. Are there honey fruit we can clean up and eat to get mana? If not, then we can go back to base. Obviously, Darius is TPing. Oh, sorry. Doesn't have TP. Heimerdinger is TPing. You see? I've been conditioned by League of Legends that top laners always should be taking TP for so long. So long. Well, you know, I think we should force them because they don't ever use the bloody teleport well anyway now, and they don't move around the map enough, and then they just complain, you know? You gotta be able to move around the map if you don't have teleport. Every other role has gotten used to it, except for top laners. Now, Heimerdinger does Heimerdinger things, with the dragon spawning, obviously, +9 on the attack speed and the haste there, with the Hextech buff coming through, so we definitely want to make sure we get that. That sounds very nice to have. Not, you know, as much for our team, but definitely for us, although the haste is pretty good. But again, don't get warped into focusing on things when we can rotate to situations. We do have here the hook pulling the Morgana back, which will save Shaco's life, but he gets bonked as well. So this is a great example of where you got to put your focus when you're playing an aggressive Trundle-like jungler. You know, playing Warwick is the same kind of thing. Obviously not in high elo, but same principles. Yeah, we're not falling to our camps first, and then we're out on the map, we're running people down. We do not care what happens to us because we'll just keep life stealing. As soon as a unit dies, our passive will activate. We'll get some HP back. It's really, really nice. I mean, if you're running Triumph, which of course we are, that's an extra heal component when you get those takedowns. Good synergy. And Heimerdinger, interestingly, only one plate. Obviously, a lot of roams by the Morgana, but only one plate. So, you know, do we want the Herald? Yes, we didn't get it in this situation. Good yeet by the enemy jungler, but do we care that our Heimerdinger might not be getting any plates here? No, obviously, it dings 14 minutes just anyway, but doesn't matter if he's not getting tower gold. Boof, look at this. Look, 3 top lane as well. You see, that's why I'm looking at the minimap. 3 top lane, hammer back, no TP, plus 300 for me. And then we go to the Krugs and say, is also for me? And then we say, no, we're not going to get that. We're going to take the cannon wave because it's worth more. That's also very, very true. It's very, very true. Cannon wave is juicy. So when laners try and steal my one baby wolf or a wolf, you know, I'll just go take the cannon wave. So many times they try and do it when cannon waves are up. Now, can you be an assassino? Can you be an assassin Trundle? Yes, but at the end of the day, you're still Trundle. And still Talia, still Sivir. You know, if everyone ends up rotating down there, you're not going to have the most fun. Now, we're snowballing so damn hard, I think we can definitely go for the Titanic before we build any sort of tanky atomization. If it's a bit more of a neutral game, then yes, you can flex into your tank atomization first, but as you know me with my Volibear builds as well, Tiamat, Divine, or Trinity, or Chem Tank in those situations, and then swap it over to the Titanic, and then of course go tank, and it's really a great scaling build for any melee champion that struggles with AoE camps minus Volibear, and just wants to run at people, have a good time, do some damage, and, you know, scale nicely. I was going to say damage or damage as I kind of mix it up, and then it came out that way, so just ignore me. I have a 25-day-old baby or whatever, so I went over to the days. Can't remember. I don't know. You know, we sleep when we can sleep, and I make content when I can make content. I don't know what day it is at all. I just know there's a patch day coming soon with Udio, so keep your eyes open for that. Now, you're seeing here, using this lead, we're running in. Look at the chase down. Look, you might think, oh, well, Talia. Yeah, but what? What are you going to do? He just pillars, W's, gets on you, Qs you, now you're slowed, he bonks you, Q comes up again and you die. That's it. That's it, and it applies Sheen. So, I mean, is there a way to deal with Trundle? Yes. Cohesion within a team, good CC, kiting back, but most importantly, not letting him get to the stage at the first place. But with his win rate being so high, you can obviously see that people are struggling to prevent him getting to this level of, I won't say oppressiveness, because that's reserved for things like a 20 kill Balveth or a original release Viego, you know what I mean? Like, that's oppressive. But it is, in a way. I mean, I do like the skin, though. Dragon Wings on a troll. Whatever next. Who knows, right? We'll come up with something anime and release it for $13.50, and no one will care about it. And we're leaving base. We're leaving base. And Talia's pushing out the mid lane. The pig is now rotating as well. Ari swapped to the top lane. She does have TP, which is good. When you do have TP, you want to be in the lane to TP in. Talia creates a wall. The Great Wall of Heimer blockage. He gets rooted here. He is going to... well, he should die to the Ignite. Trundle flows on down beautifully, cuts through the back line. And now we're going to chase people. Now we're absolutely going to chase people. Q is up, waiting a little bit for our Frozen Domain. And there's a Shaco, clone, at the very least. Box, great. Now, the one counter, boxes. Did we hit a blind pillar? Oh, we did hit a blind pillar. Very, very nice. And there's many jokes I can make about that, but I'm not going to make them, because I am a fully fledged adult with a child. And I'm not going to make the joke that I was going to make. Alright, it's passed. Now, after that kill, use a Herald in the mid lane. Obviously, we can go split pushing now. And this is a big thing about Trundle players. You don't always have to be coddling your team. I mean, this is just such a high-paced game. And I like it because in Master Tier, you kind of get these games where when a jungler is good enough to get through Master, get to GM, or just, you know, knows how to jungle, and you're against people that are going to be Master for a while or just, you know, fresh, you can see the difference in skill level, but you can also see that there's a lot of things that work in this elo range that if you do in your relative elo range will 100% work. You know you can just play this aggressively against them because you know they're not really going to be able to handle you. Here again, beautiful flank, split push into flank, out of base, rotate, get into the flanking position. Berserk, not the comic books, but instead the CC. And now, I'm going to take this, and we can go take a dragon. Would I stay out for the dragon myself? I would. I would because, one, challenges and Eternals, I want to make sure we keep stacking, always the good work. Two, you know, I can. Do we need to 100%? No. But at the same time, I feel like we could just base and go straight to the side afterwards. You're getting more camps. I mean, you don't need to stay, right? I mean, you can go back to base, do Grump, Raptors, Wolves, and then cut in. But do bear in mind, if you do that now, your Heimerdinger might want to reset, but he doesn't actually have TP in this moment. So there's no right or wrong. The order of events will shift, but typically I'll take it just to make sure I secure it. No, you know, especially if there's an Ezreal or something, I'll just make sure I get it. And then, of course, I can fall back to blue side, reset, and go straight to the top side, or back to base straight to the top side if I really don't feel like I need to farm at all, because I'm super far ahead. Tank a tower shot, just to send a message, and then start bonking towers. I'm really curious about the tower damage at the end of this game. I'm going to have a look. It will be in the match history as well. You guys can go have a look in the match history. It will be linked below, like every single video. Push this out. All the turrets, we just destroying. Like, it's turret destroyer Trundle. It's really just perma-control the whole time. The boxes are a bit of an issue. The spell shield is doing good work, and then we can just float on back to this. And the Darius, you know, bless his soul, we kind of just absorbed all his plates and his tower and took his lane away, but he's rotated and, you know, made some kills once. And he's just moving around the map. He recognizes that he's getting a free W, and he's gonna vibe with it. Now, we are going the Fimble Winter sort of Warmogs combo, which, you know, it's better to go classical itemization, you know, your Thormails, your Randuins, your Frozen Hearts, your Spirit Visages, your Forces of Nature. This is what we want, but if you're so far ahead, there are really strong snowball components. Like, you're going to have so much HP, your Fimble Winter is going to add up to so much extra damage as well because of your mana stacking, and that's where the Frozen Heart comes in. It'd be good to have Frozen Heart final. But you can see just absolutely obscene damage. No one can really deal with you at all. Look at this. The Warmogs is great. In this case, like in early Warmogs, if you're a champion that can run an early Warmogs, it's almost like an early GA on the J4 meta or Xinjiao meta, you know, where if something random happens and you get caught out and you die, well, you respawn and they're not going to be able to kill you again because of your lead. in Trundle's case, or in champions like this, you know, in these situations, you just have your war mugs, you leave the fight, you proc up all your HP again, and of course we have 3,600 HP. They're not going to be able to deplete your HP again, and as you can see, just a lethal attack, a lethal tempo perma destruction over there. Capstone uptime, 63 seconds. Can you see that? That's a lot of uptime. And obviously unflinching and conditioning are still good. I know they get nerfed, but they're still useful runes. They didn't die. And double inhib, using our Baron. Obviously here the threat, the domain is just a threat. I'm going to run at you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to run at you. Darius is pushing on the bot lane. Morgana is up. Ahri does have teleport. Do we forsake the Heimerdinger? Of course we do. He's going to take this with the pressure release. Morgana's cutting through the jungle. And now, of course, we have 2-5 and counting cash monies, which is enough for Winter's Approach. Do we have the stacks? No, nowhere near the stacks. I feel like if you snowball that hard and you really, really want that item, when would I slot it in? Probably after Divine Sundra. Like if you have Tiamat and Divine Sundra and you know you're really far ahead, that'd be a good slot, but again, it kind of slows it down a little bit still, but I still think it's fine. Uh-oh, mistakes were made. I don't even think he noticed. He didn't even notice. Ahri makes a good work. I mean, yeah, it's the giant, right? Little creature walks into a room full of giant and just backs out. No one notices but the little creature. And Sejuani was like, I'm gonna go mid lane. And then Trundle he just didn't care, didn't notice. So now we're at 422 HP. Our Q does 261 physical damage, briefly slows by 75%. I mean, that's disgusting. So all you have to do is pillar, use your W to gap close, use your Q, and now they're just infinitely slowed, and you can keep chasing them down and bonking them. It's really a strong kid. He's a strong jungler. He's good into the meta. You've got things like Bel'Veth running around. You've got a lot of AD focus running around. He's always going to be good against those comps, but even if there's magic damage teams like this, you can see, look, the lethal tempo, Divine Sundra, Titanic, and then whatever the hell you want afterwards, is so damn strong. And it's a fast game. This is how you are playing the game. This is how you are playing the game. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you did, comment something interesting and fun. I like reading them. Bootcamp information for you coming up next. And yes, that will be through a bootcamp with Gosu Academy and of course Coach Kybit alongside me to make you a genius League of Legends player in 10 days. And apparently I only wear vests in my content so that to eat this from Instagram, but as you can see, I do look quite teachery. But what shall we be learning and when shall we be learning it? End of August, first week of September, 22nd of August is the first day we shall start. Coach Kybit and myself will take turns giving you master lessons, as well as having VOD review classes and a variety of other jungle coaches and League of Legends lane coaches helping you out every single day. And obviously I'm a jungle EDU YouTuber, so I believe and trust all the videos I put out there, but having a sort of active learning principle behind everything we do is significantly better. You've got the teachers and you've got the coaches overseeing how you're learning and giving you actionable goals to apply those tips to your games. You simply sign up through the site, you get access to the exclusive Discord, and wait and be ready. There are a variety of packages available for you. Basically, for the cost of one coaching session, you're getting about 30 coaching sessions. And obviously, there is VOD review access 100% to everything you need. If you miss a lesson, you will be able to watch it on VODs. Click the link in the description below, and it will be pinned in the comment section for 10% off for the first people who sign up. I'm really looking forward to talking more about this in the coming weeks, and I look forward to seeing everybody there. And maybe if we get like 1,000 signups, I'll do a Fiora cosplay.